Sonicstate here at NAMM 2020, and we're with Chase Bliss and Randy. So, Randy, there's a pretty interesting new range of stuff from Chase Bliss.
Yes, we got a really exciting lineup here.
So I've been very drawn to this form factor. This is the second in the form factor with flying faders.
Yes. So this is the CXM 1978. It's based off a Lexicon console reverb. It's a collaboration with a company called Maris.
Yep.
Amazing soundscapes here. So you got a lot of different options and control over your reverb. So you got decay control over here. You can take it all into modulation and run like a lot of motion through the reverb. It has a really great sound. It's the first stereo output pedal that we've got in our lineup, so we're really excited about that. It's a huge pedal, so lots of potential there for great stuff.
What's the advantage of having flying faders then? Because that's one of the most notable things about it visually.
Yeah, so visually it just looks cool, but at the same time you get a really quick visual of what is going on with your sound. And you can take that and actually live edit it. So you can do a preset, but then you can say, oh, I actually want more treble into that. Or you can just, vice versa, manipulate that really quickly.
Can we just go through a few presets just to see it happen?
Yeah, so we got that. I mean, you can control them both with a MIDI controller.
Okay, so both of these devices have got MIDI ports on them. And now this one, which I think was released last year, is that right? Is a collaboration with Benson and is a Preamp Eq.
It's a Preamp EQ. You got a fuzz at the front side of it that can get this thing really loud and really gnarly in a bunch of different ways. But you can clean it up as well and run it just like a straight EQ, like a preamp off a console. It's based off Benson circuitry from his amps. It's amazing.
Okay, great. And now in the middle we've got the Mood.
Yep.
And the Blooper.
Yes.
So both of these are very unique pedals, aren't they?
Very unique, very different actually. So at a first pass, a lot of people get them confused as the same thing. But the Mood is a micro looper. It's constantly listening to information, and you can lock that information in and it'll start a loop, and then you can run it into this other side of the pedal. So this other side of the pedal was designed by a company called Old Blood Noise Endeavors, and they've got a bunch of different things that you can do with it. So slip is basically like a sample that can stretch or compress the loop. You got standard delay and reverb on this side as well. Wonderful algorithms that were designed by a guy named Dan over at Old Blood Noise. So, and then the Blooper over here it's a looper pedal, but it has these modifier knobs where you can add a bunch of different effects to the loop, and then you can sweep through those layers that you add on top of each other and take them in and out with the layers knob. So it's really a lot of control over your looping.
And this is a collaboration with the internet legend that is
Knobs. Yes, Knobs. Knobs was really kind of the brains behind a lot of the ideas here. It was run by a lot of different engineers, but he really was controlling and driving a lot of the ideas that were going on here.
So this is a very interesting thing that Chase Bliss does, though, is collaborations with all these different people and manufacturers.
Yeah, it's something that I'm really excited that Joel did, because really everybody benefits in that scenario, because the consumers get a really interesting product, and then the designers get to see different processes, and they get to build off of each other's ideas. And it's not something that's existing in a vacuum. It's something that it just shows that there's a lot of beneficial things from just collaborating with other people.
The collaborative process.
Absolutely.
Okay, I wonder if we could hear some examples, if possible.
Sure.
As if by magic, bing, here we are. So we're going to have a few sound demos now. Yeah. So can we have just a listen to just the reverb first?
Absolutely. So
well, a combination of those two.
This gives a little bit more of a robust feel to it, but we got reverb coming in right here, so we can just kind of scroll through some of these presets. Some good mix going on here. A lot of modulation going on this reverb. So it's kind of moving this and swooping it in and out like that. And this changes the intensity of how much it moves. So if you got it on low, it's not going to move a whole lot, but if you got it on high, it's going to have a lot of movement to it.
So we've got like a kind of color scheme going on those buttons there. So
yeah.
Blue is the mid one, red at the bottom range, and then off, I guess, is
right.
the top.
Yeah, black is low, and then blue is medium, red is high. So that's that right there. you got your typical, you got your room reverb, hall or plate, and then hall reverbs, and then those kind of just change the soundscape that you're hearing. So that's that there. And then moving over to mood, what you could do is you can add another layer of reverb to it, which makes it really interesting. So if we take this, so this right here is constantly listening to your signal. So we can take that and we can freeze it, and now this is running into this side over here. So we can take that and kind of smear it together with some of the stuff that we got going on here. And then we can put things on top of that. For setting like kind of a layer of soundscape underneath whatever you want to play. It also can do other things, but that's one of the uses that I think most people find helpful, is it's a really quick way to set up texture and sound and the mood. It's there to set the mood. Yeah. And then if we move on to Blooper, Blooper is it's a looping pedal, but it has a bunch of fun different features to it. So we can just set up the same little basic loop here. But then you got these modifiers that really make this kind of an interesting thing. So we're actually getting a little out of control here. I'll turn that mix down just a little bit. And then we got just a bunch of fun little things that can happen with this little guy right here. And if you add the record button, you can add these different layers to what's going on with your loop. And then it's like stacking these layers on top of each other, and then you can sweep through those layers with this layers knob and take them in and out. So it makes it really an interesting looping pedal in that sense. So
can you attach an expression pedal to it?
Yes, you can. It can take expression in through this right here, this TRS cable.
Right. And as with most Chase Bliss pedals, they've also got the little jumper switches at the back for extra.
Yeah. So those access just different functions on the top of the pedal. It's different for each one. Typically what happens with this is you can take different settings on here and ramp them. So you can take like a modulation knob here, and it'll act as if it's going from this value all the way up to 100, back down to this value, or if you have it turned all the way down, it's as if this knob is twisting back and forth,
like an LFO.
Yeah, like an LFO basically, exactly, yeah. So you can do that on these different knobs. Here you can flip this and play the whole thing back in reverse. So just a bunch of different options. It's a lot of almost infinite creativity ideas there. So
yeah, fantastic. So I guess then let's have a little talk about pricing and availability then.
Yeah, pricing and availability. Yep. We don't have a release date set for the Maris just yet for this 1978. We're still working out some of the things. We're hoping it'll be late summer, early fall of 2020. The Mood is already out, ready to go. $350 is the price of the Mood. The Blooper, we're taking pre-orders right now. It's $499 for pre-orders. It should be releasing in March sometime, which should be shipping. So that's when that'll be available. Same thing with the Benson. The Benson is actually going to be out in around the May time frame, and the price point on that is $750. Okay. So that's the price points for those.
Fantastic. Well,
absolutely.
Thanks for taking the time to show us.
Thank you so much.
Groovy stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.